Let's talk about one of the biggest headaches in modern IT. You've got this explosion of data. You're constantly fighting off cyber threats, and of course, the budget is always getting tighter. How do you deal with all of that at once? Well, today we're going to dive into how AI is tackling this head-on with the new IBM FlashSystem, a storage platform that's literally built for these kinds of pressures.
But before we get into all the cool tech, let's set the stage. To really get why this new system is such a big deal, we first have to understand the intense pressure that IT leaders are under every single day. I mean, these are the challenges that inspired its creation in the first place.
You know, when we talk to folks in enterprise IT, the same themes come up over and over again. There's this recurring set of pressures that every single leader is wrestling with, day in and day out. It's this nonstop juggling act, right? You've got to deal with a constant threat of cyber attacks and make sure you're compliant, all while your service level agreements, your SLAs, are getting stricter and stricter. And at the same time, budgets are tight, and finding and frankly keeping good people is tougher than ever. It's a lot. And here's the real kicker. The storage infrastructure that so many companies are built on just wasn't designed for this new reality. The old way of doing things, it's not just slow, it's actually starting to hold the business back. It's making every single one of those challenges we just mentioned even harder to solve. So, this means we need way more than just a simple upgrade. We need a fundamental shift in how we think about storage. The answer isn't to just work harder with the old tools. It's about adapting a brand new, way smarter approach. And this slide really nails that shift. We're moving away from these rigid, manual systems to something far more intelligent and autonomous. See, the old goal was just to manage a box. The new goal is to tell the system the business results you need, your SLA, and let the system itself figure out the best way to get there. It's a total game changer. And that new approach, that new way of thinking, well, it has a name, the new IBM FlashSystem. It's designed to be this intelligent, autonomous data layer for your business, and it's all built on three core pillars: performance, protection, and adaptability. Now, these aren't just marketing buzzwords. They are direct answers to those big challenges of cost, risk, and complexity that keep IT leaders up at night. Okay, so let's dig into that first pillar, performance. Because while the AI is absolutely the brains of the operation, it's all built on a foundation of some seriously impressive new hardware. So here we go. This new generation has 3 models, and each one is built for a different scale of business needs. But they all share the same DNA. They're all about extreme density and incredible power efficiency. And wow, the numbers really do speak for themselves. We're talking about massive leaps in performance across the board. Just look at the top-end 9600 model, 6.3 million operations per second, and a crazy 86 gigabytes per second of bandwidth. So what does that mean in the real world? It means you can run your most intense AI models right next to your high-frequency trading apps, and the system won't even break a sweat. And check out that high-speed bus. That move to PCIe Gen 5 is huge. It unlocks the full power of these new processors, basically getting rid of bottlenecks and just supercharging everything. So what's the magic behind all this power? It's this, the 5th generation FlashCore module. Think of it as computational storage. Instead of forcing the main brain of the system to do everything, jobs like data compression and encryption are offloaded directly to the storage drives themselves. This frees up so many resources and gives you more density, more power, and, get this, even quantum-safe security, all baked right into the hardware. But look, all that speed doesn't mean a thing if your data isn't safe. And that brings us right to that second pillar, designing storage that actually protects you against all those modern operational and compliance risks. The approach FlashSystem takes is something IBM calls context-aware security. So instead of just waiting for something bad to happen, it uses AI to constantly watch every single piece of data coming in and out. It learns what normal looks like for your specific environment, so it can spot weird behavior with incredible accuracy. And here's exactly how it works against something like a ransomware attack. First, the AI detects those strange patterns. Then, boom, an alert gets generated. And from there, you can immediately start to recover from these super secure, unchangeable snapshots called safeguarded copies. And IBM actually guarantees how fast this all kicks off. Yeah, you heard that right. The guarantee is that a ransomware threat gets detected and an alert is sent out in under 60 seconds. I mean, that is a total game changer for business resilience. It massively reduces the window of opportunity for an attacker and cuts down the potential for disruption and data loss. Okay, now let's tie this all back to one of the biggest pressures for any IT leader, the budget. How does all this smart performance and next-level protection actually help you lower your operational costs? The strategy here is actually pretty simple, but it's incredibly powerful. First, you use the AI to automate all the routine, time-sucking tasks that tie up your best people, freeing them to do more important work. And second, you use the system's amazing density to consolidate more and more workloads, which shrinks your data center footprint and slashes your power and cooling bills. And the result of that two-part strategy? Well, it's a really big number. By combining that AI-driven automation with hardware consolidation, we're seeing organizations cut their storage operational costs by as much as 57%. Just think about that for a second. That's like freeing up more than half of your storage team's time to focus on innovation instead of just keeping the lights on. And those savings are backed up by even more guarantees. A 5-to-1 data reduction ratio? That means you can buy 5 times less raw storage. 100% data availability guarantee. That means no more costly downtime. So you see, this isn't just about building efficient storage. It's about a platform that's designed from the ground up for financial and operational resilience. So if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's that we're seeing a huge shift. Storage isn't just a passive utility anymore. It's becoming an active, intelligent part of the business. It's a system that doesn't just hold your data, it understands your policies and works on its own to enforce them. And that really leaves us with one final question to think about. In a world where data is literally everything, can you still afford for your storage to just be a line item on the budget? Or is it maybe time to transform it into a real strategic advantage, one that drives performance, protects you from risk, and delivers serious savings to the bottom line?